the next part is modeling change. So while you're doing these changes, you really need to look at how to enable your workforce, because digital can be disruptive. It's a new thing for workforce. Workforce have to pick up their productivity. And really at the heart of what you're trying to do with all the system is push up that productivity for your workforce. And that brings us to our next challenge of how do you model change. And I want to start with the most fundamental unit of modeling change, a problem that everybody tries to solve, and it's called cross-selling. Everybody spends millions setting up cross-selling infrastructure. In fact, they don't have one, two, but they have many systems to predict this. But there is a problem. The problem is that 5 of your systems never agree what to cross-sell to a customer. And every system that you use comes up with its own set of advisory. And how do you take all this and you push it in an interaction that lasts few seconds? And that's really the core of what we did with Trinity Cross-Sell Modeler. We allowed you an interception that really tapped into all your investments. And you could wire up your cross-sell infrastructure with us. You could wire up your machine learning infrastructure with us. As well, you could wire up your product design with us. So think of it. We are trying to learn through machines when we have a product design team that is creating products that really suit a segment. What if you could marry all that? What if you could make it really as simple as this card to know these are the processes that are kind of applicable. These are the ones where I have an offer. Because remember, offers could be lots of pre-approved offer. Single click, print, sell, and you have a sale. And these are high probability of sales. And this is what the Trinity Cross-Sell Modeler does. It allows you to bring together machine learning. And the great thing with our machine learning is it's not tied into one platform. So you can use Google. Google has just unclassified. In fact, it's just gone public with its entire machine learning APIs. You can use Amazon. You can use any construct that you want in any of the major suppliers, and we'll be support IBM Watson, everything that you want. And what's amazing with these models is you can also bring in and declare the micro segments. So imagine your front end only understands gold, platinum, silver, but imagine the micro segments that you designed for. Simple steps, you can create a product grid, and what we can do for you in the real world is really at the time of execution, bring all of this together. Okay? And that's really the power of what we are trying to do. So you can start to vary performances, but more importantly, you can allow actions, and you can start to set up scores for qualification, even if you don't know how to sell that. So again, that's an example where you can get your workforce to train and do things that perhaps you haven't taught them, and take it forward from there. And of course, as I said, when you plug in machine learning, then there is no end to what you can do with it. So very, very interesting examples that we love to share with you with our experience booths on what is happening here. So once again, the first tenet of change is really to rediscover cross-modeling and how much more intelligence can we bring at the time of and then the place of channels that you're trying to drive this. The second is a very interesting conceptual cut. So think of it like this. We have lots of customers, and we want to make money with them. So let's just take a banking example. What we do is we take few of them, and we start to put them into a portfolio. And a portfolio can have more than one customer, various segments put together, and that's where we need to increase our wallet share. Now we understand that. Our data warehouse understands that. You can track these changes. That's very well understood. But what if you were to make lending associations, people who borrow together, and how do you use them and their knowledge to really bring down the risk that is associated with lending? You could have also used associations like these, which are really associations of learning. You have all the credit card data. You know people who like to go to restaurants. What if you could make a group and then work with them to make your cross-sell offers? if you could use these learnings into your retention programs as you move cards. So a lot of capability now becomes available to you on this platform to do loose associations and regrouping, things that your data warehouse will take a lot more time to change from a compute perspective. The other good example I'm going to talk about, and the third part, is really what we call as the Catalyst Performance Modeler. And what Catalyst Performance Modeler does, it allows you to change your conversation from target versus achievement to how you plan to get your target, therefore planning versus achievements. So think of it as a way to replicate the learnings of your top sales guy in a very institutionalized manner and push it across your workforce. So really what you're trying to do is you're trying to increase the average productivity of your workforce. And the amazing thing that we've done for you is you don't really need to stick to the standard models that we define. You can really create your own models. You could vary those models across teams. And what these will allow you to do is it will really allow you to focus on your DNA and on your strategy and allow you to get the elusive growth you're looking for as an average productivity tool. And I'm going to show you an example where one of the leading banks in India used this forum and used this to kind of drive the average lead count by as much as 3 times that of the industry average. Okay? So before we do that, remember, it's just not about portfolios, it's also, you can do it by account. You can start to challenge and discover your real targets versus targets that you wish to carry. So amazing stuff on this, but once again, we'd like to show you a quick grab of Axis Bank and how they've used CRMNEXT with the model called Lakshya, built on this Catalyst Performance Modeler to drive change.
Technology has transformed the face of banking, and Axis Bank is at the forefront of this change with its customer-centric approach, keeping in step with the digital era and today's customer.
We needed something which will be an enterprise level solution. So, gone are the days when you have very siloed approach for a solution for a customer. Savings bank account customer is also doing retail assets with you. He's a mortgage customer, he's a credit card customer. Besides, he's also an employee with one of your corporate customers. So it was very important to have an enterprise-wide system, a single system which can give me a customer interaction, customer sales, customer service, as a matter of fact, a holistic picture of a customer.
When you have large number of customers, you do tend to start strategizing how to understand their behavior, how to manage their aspirations, and how to actually align the customer's needs to what we want to do with our people.
So, being a customer-centric bank, and that's what we pride ourselves as being, it is very important to have a single system which I can expose to the staff, to the front end as well as the back end staff, where they can look at a holistic picture of a customer.
Managing 1.6 crore customers with 40,000 people, 2,800 branches, through a very systematic plan, through a very strategy-based plan is, I think, not an easy task.
While we were doing it, there were changes getting incorporated. So we needed agility as the number one criteria. Number two is the ability of our partner to understand this business. So, we found in CRMNEXT a partner who could understand the business as well as technology. And third and most important was a stable technology solution, because this was going to be used across the banking sector.
So we had a unique project by the name of Lakshya, by which we actually transformed the complete retail bank. Through the CRM implementation, we have been able to converge all these sales dynamics into a very simple tool. So I think it's been a great achievement where we start the month with this whole planning, and then we follow it up with the actual output which is coming on a day-to-day business and a monthly business.
We have been able to work out offers, event triggers for our customers. We know what exactly is the need of that customer in the next 1 week.
Today we have an end-to-end integration with our business reports, and the actual credit of incentives is also given on the basis of the CRM.
So if I pick up numbers, well, the turnaround time has improved by 68% on all the processes which we run through the CRM. The leads have increased by 250%, and lead referrals have increased by 160%.
So in terms of sales efficiency, we believe that we have achieved up to 70% better sales efficiency because of just implementing this one system.
And that is where, when we incorporate that into the CRMNEXT for all our people to know and understand, and then the engagement starts.
With one screen or with one click of the button, if I'm able to give him a full pen picture of the customer and what he's supposed to do with that customer and the ability to execute a particular deal or an instruction or a service request, I think that is the ideal state for the end user in banking.
It's a synergy between three groups. One, the IT and the project team. Second, the user group. And third, the partnership with the vendor. I think these have been the three key enablers by which we've been able to have a great CRM project.
You've been really driving this project from day one. And did you really expect this kind of outcomes?
Honestly, no. So it's been a great surprise, but a very welcome surprise. Okay, and the best part on this is, I mean, we did not have too much in terms of an implementation teething issues, and the system for the last 1 year, one and a half years that now that we have implemented, has been extremely stable. I mean, I can correlate it with many other implementations that we have done. Okay, this has been one of the smoothest so far.
Awesome. Yeah. And you know, and when you started, I remember that you had like what, 40,000 users in provision.
Yes.
And your concurrency rate is, I heard something like 17,000, 18,000?
Absolutely.
That high?
It is that high.
Wow. And just for my understanding, I want you to let people know that in under 1 year of implementation, where all have you rolled it? Right from corporate to retail to just an experience on how you've just kind of really in less than 1 year achieved.
So entire branch banking, okay, entire transaction banking, couple of overseas branches, okay.
Amazing.
And of course corporate banking is where we started off with. Okay.
That was like 4 months.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. That's great. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. And what's really great about this implementation is that the first one went live in 4 months, and then we kind of followed a drop schedule of every 4 months, and in less than a year, the entire bank went live. But what's really surprising for us also was the power of this Catalyst Performance Modeler, we were saying, because on a per lead generated by workforce matrix, Axis Bank today is generating 3 times that of our average customer. That's huge. And that's the power of thinking that you can bring with modelers to your workforce to really think and plan your story.